another DJs BrewTube beer review. You guys know the story. I've got my workout on, I got all my house chores done, and it's time to have a beer. And you know what? I said I'm going to do a special beer review today. At the time of recording this video, it's June 2012. I just picked this beer up here, and what beer is it? It's the Lucky 13.alt, that is, from Lagunitas Brewing out of Petaluma, California, USA. Now, this particular beer is one that has a counterpart. The Lucky Alt 13 has a counterpart which is Lucky 13. This one is an American Strong Blonde Ale or American Strong Pale Ale, whatever you want to call it. Basically, it's a hoppy American Strong Ale. Yeah. And they have another one, which is their Lucky 13, which is the original anniversary beer version, that is called Mondo Red Lucky 13. So, this particular beer, the girl's name on the front is Veronica. So for the theme of this, I guess, review that's going to be a year in the making, I'm going to do, what do you like better, blondes or brunette / redheads? It's Mondo Red, supposed to be a redhead on the bottle, but she looks like a brunette, the pictures I've seen anyway. So next year, when Mondo comes out, I will get that, or the Lucky 13 comes out, we'll get that. So, enough talking about what's going to happen. Let's get into this beer. So, like I said, girl in the front, named Veronica. Lucky 13.alt. And why they call it alt? Not because it's an alt ale, because it's like alternate. The other one, yeah? So, anywho. Style, American Strong Pale Ale. Seasonal serving, once a year during anniversary time for Lagunitas it comes out. This is 8.8% ABV and 76.92 IBUs. Wow, mouthful. So, I haven't had this one before. I hear it's really good. I got a lot of hop presence, especially coming from Amarillo. So, let's hope the bottle popper works. I got to get me some other kind of bottle opener, I suppose. And let's get Veronica popped open and see if I like blondes. Oh, thank you, bottle popper. You're working today. We have our lovely Lagunitas crown, the gold one, that we can collect obsessively. So, let's see what it looks like in the glass. Ooh, pouring out super clear. We'll get a little elevation so we can get some head on this one. We got a big bomber here for DJ. Hell yes. I've been a good boy today, so I get a whole bomber. That's right. So, it's got a little chill haze on, but it's really clear, amber, orangish color. A little more to the yellow side than orange. We got a solid finger and a half of khaki off-white bubbles that are really tight around the sides and a little sudsy up at the top. Lots of streaming carbonation coming up from the bottom. It's actually a really lovely looking beer. Veronica's hair is a little more blonde than said beer. However, that's okay. We will take that into consideration and call it a mulligan maybe. So, let's get a nose on this and see what it smells like. Wow. Big ass citrus up in your grill. Wow. Tangerine, orange, grapefruit. A bit of caramel malt in there. A little bit of breadiness. Well, maybe in a little bit of pineapple too. It's like a big, juicy citrus. Wow. It's making my mouth water when I'm describing it. And you know that's coming from the Amarillo. Wow. Man, that smells really awesome. I'm getting a taste of this, guys. Cheers. Wow. Look at that awesome glass lacing. Plenty of alcohol lace coming down off of this too. Man, that tastes awesome. Wow. Big hops up in your face. What I'm getting most is like the tangerine, orange, and maybe like some red grapefruit taste, like the final aftertaste, like that red grapefruit, but up front is that tangerine, orange sort of flavor. A little bit of pineapple in the middle, and you got that caramel sweet malt in there. Wow. That's a lovely beer. Really tasty. The malt, to me, for my palate, is balancing off the bitter really awesome. It's right down the middle. Almost like, in some ways to my palate, to like a citrusy East Coast DIPA or maybe Midwest Coast. You know, Midwest, not a West Coast IPA, but like a Midwest DIPA with balance going in there, man. Chilling that big hop presence out. Man, this is a real satisfying beer too. It's real mouth coating when you drink it. Wow. You could chug this. You can't taste a bit of the alcohol. That 8.8, 8.9%, whatever it is really super hidden in this. Goes down super smooth. The only time you notice the alcohol is you get a little bit of warming in your chest. But man, what a tasty brew. Great balance between that big like tropical fruit basket they've got in here, or tropical citrus fruit basket they got going on, and that nice sweet malt in there. I've seen some reviews of folks saying it's like too sweet, but for me, I like sweet beer, so this is dialed in right where I like it. Anyways, what do the other guys think about this? Rate Beer gives it a 98, which is on my scale an A+. I think that's a bit too high. And Beer Advocates give it a 90. Let me get one more sip here. And on my scale, the 90's like an A-. I'm going to give this beer an A. I think it, for the value too, I mean, this bottle costs $4.99, man. That's cheap as hell. For a beer this good, that value in there just bumps it up. I was considering A-, but when you take into account what Lagunitas charges for their beer and the quality that they give you, you just can't beat them, man. I have not had a bad Lagunitas beer yet, and man, it just keeps getting better. So, anyways, guys, I'm giving it the A. Probably about like a 94, somewhere around there. But, so, gosh, I gotta ask you something now. Before I get ahead of myself, I got to ask you to think globally and drink locally and support the craft beer movement. Help this stuff keep growing. Thanks a million for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Until the next DJs BrewTube, that's a big peace out. Hey there, BrewTube! DJs here, back at you with part 2 of Lagunitas Lucky 13 beer review. That's right, guys, I'm back. A year ago, there was the other video DJ, that's right. Maybe the same hat? I don't know. I don't remember, because I haven't even watched the video. And I'm lucky I remember to do the second part. So, in part 1, you saw us do the Lucky 13.alt. Yes, the blonde counterpart of this one. Well, today we have Brunette or Red Betty. That's right, Lagunitas Brewing Company, Petaluma, California, US of A. Yay, yay. You know the story. This version, Lucky 13, is the original version of their anniversary beer. It's a red ale, or an imperial red ale, and I haven't had it ever before. I'm sure it's hoppy as hell. And in 2013, which is this vintage, they decided to go back to the brunette. Now, they're saying redhead, but if you look at that label, guys, that looks like a brunette to me. And I live with a brunette, and I guess I kind of know which one is. Anyways, this beer was first brewed in 2006. Way back in the annals of time. It's a 8.65% ABV and 76.92 IBU beer. Now, their little slogan that goes along with this beer is beer speaks and people mumble. And I've had a long day, I have my workout in, and I need a beer because I'm feeling like I'm about to mumble. And if I drink enough beer, maybe I will be mumbling, but it'll be happy mumbling. So, let's get the top popped on this, get it in a glass, and get it in my belly. And let's see, do we like blondes, like we had in part 1, or do we like brunettes? Let's go. Oh, nice hiss off the top. This is my favorite Lagunitas Crown, the red one. Got about the same glass, I think, as we had before. Yeah. Okay, now this one's darker. Now, I remember watching like some tasting notes on this, and they said that basically it's the same beer that they replace some specialty malts with. So they took out the darker malts in this, and they used a secret malt in the blonde one, which was called, I think, Veronica. Anyway, so today we're going to have Betty. So Betty is a full shade darker. It's full on amber gold. We got the same about 1 3/4 head. I think the other one had about the same. The bubbles are nice and tight looking on top of the head on this one. Khaki off-white. Little tiny soap sudsy at the top. When I swirled it here, I get plenty of like sort of alcohol lace grip in the side of the glass, and all like instant glass lacing. Lagunitas beers are just classic quality, guys. You'll see when I drink this down, I'll bet my bottom dollar there's some awesome glass lacing on this brew. And I want to get a nose on this because it's smelling damn good from right here, and I'm right thirsty. So, let's see what's going on in the aroma department. Wow. Big citrus fruits. A lot of orange, pineapple. I'm assuming they're using the same Amarillo hops in this. I'm getting a lot of that aroma. I'm getting more caramel smell in this aroma, though, than I did in, that I can recall, because I looked at my tasting notes anyway, that I recalled from that. Less grapefruit in this, more tangerine and orange and pineapple. But still, plenty of hop on this one, big hop presence, but also that big malt backbone that you expect in this Lucky 13, I guess, series or pair. So, let's get a taste on this because I'm thirsty as hell. Wow. Yeah. Man. Look at that. Just like I said, guys, instant glass lacing. Wow, as I suspected, big hop presence in this. And as the aroma suggested, there's a lot more caramel malt taste in this. And a little bit of roast, actually, as well in the taste. And that's accompanied by the tangerine zestiness and the grapefruit aftertaste. I have written down in my notes that I had a grapefruit sort of aftertaste, but this time that grapefruit aftertaste, it's still there, that citric sort of grapefruit aftertaste, but along with that is the caramel as well. The carbonation spot on, medium mouthfeel, just like the other one. Really similar beers from what I can recall, but this one has a twist to it. This one has a darker sort of flavor, and by that I mean it's got that more of a roast taste to it. It's got a bigger caramel presence from the malt, and it accompanies more the citrus taste. It's more parallel with it. From what I can recall from the blonde version of this, that was more IPA-like, and the lighter malt roast that they did in there, it didn't have that caramel flavor, as strong and vibrant caramel as this has. But both of them are lovely beers. I don't know if I like one better than the other, but they're both, I mean, really solid. I mean, if I had to say, it's hard after a year to recall exactly what they taste like, but let me see here. I'm going to have to think about it till the end. Let's think of a grade sort of on this. Rate Beer's giving this one a 98, and Beer Advocate's giving this a 92. I think I'm going to go with an A on this one. I know I gave the other one an A too, because I checked that so I could remember after a year and so many beers. But, man, this is a truly lovely brew, just like the other one is. I don't know if I like I said, I don't think I like one better than the other so much, as they're both really tasty, and they're both really similar, but they do have that twist of difference in them with this caramel presence that this has, and maybe the other one didn't. But look at that, guys. Like I said, look at that glass lacing. I know I geek out on that, but Lagunitas beers are just put together. And after a whole year, this beer costs the exact same price as it did last year, $4.99. Year after year, Lagunitas brings the value. They bring quality in it, and that's another reason I'm going to give this beer an A. Because it's high quality, it's priced right, and this one is super fresh, man. Just like the other one I had was, and this is just a lovely brew. If you find them when they come out in the season, blonde or brunette, you're not going to go wrong. Me, in the real world, judging by my wife, as you know, if you watch enough DJs BrewTube, she's Mexican, I'm partial to brunettes because blondes have always been bombaclad to me. Yeah, bombaclad, pussy curse, by the way. Anyways, now that we've talked about bombaclads and whether we like blondes and brunettes, and the fact that this is an awesome beer, so was the other version, we're going to talk about thinking globally and drinking locally and supporting the craft beer movement so guys like Lagunitas can keep growing. And I can't wait to see what happens with these guys when they get more of their beer out in the world, when that Chicago brewery comes full online, and maybe they're going to have something else out new. I'm sure they will sometime soon. So guys, thanks a million to each and every one of you for watching. All my subs, please rate, comment, subscribe, hit that like button, whatever you want to do. Give us some questions. If you've had this, let me know what you think. I'd like to hear you. So, until the next DJs BrewTube, that's a big damn. That's a big peace out.